Hello, everybody. This is Barb at Infinity Brand Design, and I just wanted to hop on and kind of give a few quick tips on how you can really get clear on who it is that you serve. So, one of the big things that I found in my business is really where I found the biggest growth and success is really defining who it is that I serve. And what I had to do for that is really kind of just really get to look deep into myself and kind of reflect on who is it that I'm having the most fun with working with, right? So this is really, really helpful if you've already worked with at least 1 to 3 clients already. But there are ways to do this even if you haven't, if you're still kind of fumbling around. Now, I will say this too. If you're just starting out, it is a bit more difficult to niche down, and that's okay. The beautiful thing is you're just starting out, so you're super flexible. You can work with just about anybody, really, right? But it really will kind of give you a tip, kind of help you find that person that you really just gives you that joy to work with. So, my very first tip is find one person. So, and I know this sounds kind of silly, but if you close your eyes and you've already worked with a few clients, right? Close your eyes and think about the best moment, the most exciting moment that you've had in your business, the happiest moment that you've ever had. Was there a client involved? If there was, who was it? And I want you to imagine this person in your mind. Now, for me, this is going to be a female spiritual entrepreneur who has my particular ideal client. She provides transformations and for her audience, right? So, what really kind of I want you to think about this is kind of like what really made you the happiest? What was happening in that moment? Who was it that you were working with or working for, whatever, however that is? How was that client involved? What is it that made that moment the most happy moment for you? And then kind of look at the client. If there was not a client involved, think about another happy moment and where a client is involved. The first one that comes to your mind is probably going to be the best one because it's kind of like your intuition kind of going, hey, that's the one, right? So choose the happiest moment that you've had in your business where a client is involved. And then I want you to kind of shift gears and kind of shift your perspective. Look at that client. Who are they? Who is she? Who is he? What makes them tick? Now, that may not be necessarily 100% clear. You may have a general idea, but I want you to think about this. What is it about that client that brings you joy, that makes you happy, that lights you up? Because here's the thing, you have to enjoy working with this person, right? Because otherwise, what are you doing this for, right? You want to be able to make sure and understand that this particular person that you're choosing is somebody that you find joy and passion for, and your excitement. You have excitement of getting out of bed on that Monday morning to work with them. So again, first step is to think of the happiest moment in your business where a client's involved. Imagine that client. And then 2, while you're imagining that client, what is it about that client that brings you joy? What is it that lights you up and fires you up to work with them? Okay, think about the attributes that they have. Maybe it's their personality trait. Maybe it's their purpose. What is it that about them that you love? And then 3, I want you to go talk to him. And I know this sounds super scary because I myself am absolutely an introvert. You may not know that about me, but I'm totally an introvert, and it can be draining talking to a bunch of people, right? It's just not the very first thing you want to do. You may feel energized when you're talking to people who are in your inner circle or whatever. Think about this client as being in your inner circle. Because here's the thing, when you're serving somebody who brings you joy, who lights you up and fires you up to work with them, it's not draining. It feels good. It feels like, hey, I am just here to help you and I want to serve and help you, help others, and all that good stuff. Go talk to him. So go do your market research. And I know that sounds kind of like, oh, it's daunting. It's bleh. Nobody likes to do market research, right? Actually, once you start kind of doing it, it can be fun because you're creating connections. You're getting to know your ideal client, what makes them tick, what what pisses them off, what brings them joy, what's their passion, what's their purpose. And once you kind of really get to know them, everything else just kind of falls into place. Everything else. So if you don't know this about me, I'm a user experience designer by trade. So empathy is my most used tool in my toolkit. And what that means is basically I love to apply empathy throughout every interaction that a client has with me and my business, as well as the businesses that I help serve as well. So there are by getting to know your ideal client, it really brings that clarity and what kind of experiences that you can provide to your ideal client and help them, provide an even better experience, an empathetic experience for their audience. That's something that just kind of really resonates and it hits them right in their soul and their spirit. And like, you are my person, right? 'Cause that's the goal. You want to work with your people. So again, just a quick wrap up. Three tips. First one is find that one person, that happy moment that you had, the most happy moment that you've had in your business where you were working with the client. And something I realize I didn't mention yet, but I will mention now is if you haven't worked with clients yet, think about the happiest moment in your life or the happiest person that you hang out with. Is there somebody out there that just really lights you up? What is it about them? Okay. So the second thing is take a look at that person that brings you joy, the happy moment, right? Think about that person. Think about their attributes. What is it about them that you loved? What is it, the purpose? What kind of personality traits they have, all that kind of good stuff. Just really kind of get clear on what it is that will make you want to wake up that Monday morning and work with them. Just hop out of bed, ready to go. And then the third one is to go talk to them. There is nothing more valuable than going and speaking directly to them and just getting to know them because after all, you're creating a connection and it can kind of help you too if maybe decide, no, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they're not the right person for me. And that's okay too, because guess what? You have options. You can always switch things up and change who you serve as well. So I hope this tip was helpful. If you'd like to learn more about working with me, head on over to infinitybrand.design and you can book a one-on-one zero pressure convo with me. We can just kind of chat it up, see if we vibe, and I'd love to know how I can help support you in your business. Have a great day, everybody.